This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. There's growing concern a popular Venice sports park may soon be closing.
Wellfield Park has been a hub for youth sports for over 30 years. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us live from Wellfield with more details. Christopher?
Good evening, guys, and as you can see behind me, the Venice Little League team is out here practicing right now, despite the fact that it's starting to get a little chilly out. You see, this park, Wellfield, is owned by the city of Venice, but it is maintained by Sarasota County. So when the county sent the city a letter saying they wanted to make changes to that agreement, some worried that meant shutting down the park. Do you guys plan on closing Wellfield Park?
Absolutely not. Why would we?
Sarasota County maintains Wellfield to the tune of nearly $1 million a year through an interlocal agreement.
The city has said they can't afford to do what they want with that park, so they want us to take it.
In early December, the county notified all cities in their jurisdiction that they planned on changing the park's agreement. Some worried that meant cutting off the funding and thus shutting down the parks.
I was shocked. I didn't know anything about it until the team mom brought something up.
Parents like Lori Dills say the park is an important place for their kids and families.
The whole family's out there on the weekends cheering our kids on and enjoying the youth.
Commissioner Dieter says she did the same with her kids.
I've spent 18 years in those bleachers at Wellfield. I'm not oblivious to the fact that we have young people in Venice.
City and county staff are working behind the scenes to come up with a new interlocal agreement, one that could potentially give Wellfield over to the county.
The dispute is, whose ideas are we implementing? I mean, if it's going to be owned by the county, but we're implementing the city's ideas, there's a conflict waiting to happen.
As the staffs work out a new agreement, families say they don't care who owns the park. They just want it to remain open.
As long as they act on it and do the right thing for our kids, I think that'd be great.
We'll all be happy. Kids, parents, grandparents, and all. We'll all be happy to hear that.
Now, all we've been told about the staff's discussions about Wellfield is that it's going well. Eventually, the staff's recommendation will go before both the Sarasota County Commission and the Venice City Council for their respective votes. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Christopher, thank you. The Westfield Sarasota Square Mall has removed its vending machine fish tank after receiving criticism from PETA. The Feed the Fish Make-A-Wish vending machine allowed visitors to pay to dispense food into the tank at the mall. PETA pointed out the exhibit supported the commercial pet trade and there was no way to ensure the fish in the tank were not over or underfed. PETA sent a box of fish-shaped vegan chocolates to Westfield Corporation in thanks for removing that tank.
It's been over 4 months since Hurricane Irma hit the Suncoast, and plenty is changing in our area before the next hurricane season starts in almost as many days. ABC7's Alan Cohn joins us with more details. Alan?
From residents of the Suncoast to emergency managers, we're all reevaluating hurricane plans after Irma narrowly missed our area last fall and still caused over $30 million in cleanup between Sarasota and Manatee counties. Sarasota County sheltered more people than ever before, exposing a need for more shelters to withstand the highest category of winds. Local farmers lost millions in products, starting a ripple effect some people think could last for years. Nursing homes are also expecting a budget hit if a new law passed by Governor Rick Scott would require more backup generators and fuel to be kept on properties. And one power company, originally set to charge customers for restoration costs, says rates could actually go down in the next few months thanks to some unexpected savings.
And in those instances where major storms cause damage to our system and then outages occur, we want to get the lights back on just as quickly as possible.
We have to plan for the worst case scenario of that rapid intensification of a storm coming in at Cat 3, Cat 4.
Join us tonight on ABC7 at 7 to find out how plans are changing before the next big storm hits. Scott and Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, Alan, thank you so much.
Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast on this Monday evening. Bob?
Well, tower cam showing a lot of clouds still around. Those clouds are going to continue to move in and out through the next couple of hours, and then we shall see some clearing skies overnight. Boy, it was foggy throughout the morning. We had a few light drizzles around, and again, it looks as though we will see clearing skies overnight, which will allow that temperature to plummet down into the low 50s or upper 40s, well inland, which is pretty close to average for this time of year. It's been the winds, though, that have been up out of the west-northwest. You can see those quite clearly. Lakewood Ranch out of the west-northwest, north-northwest now at 13. And in Bradenton, just a little bit less at 11 miles an hour, 14 at Longboat Key. We've had gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. And with that wind continuing with a little more northerly push to it, it's going to feel much cooler to wake things up. When you wake up tomorrow morning, it will feel like in the low 40s as opposed to the low 50s. The GOES 16 satellite imagery showing that direct push of those clouds heading southward now. And this is the visible imagery, so you're starting to lose some of that data as a result of the sun setting or getting close to it. 62 right now. Clouds and the dew point is 57, but this number will be going down into the upper 40s by sunrise tomorrow, which means our low temperature will be pretty close to that. We'll have more in our weather forecast. Let you know when warmer weather will return coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Nearly 3 months after suspending fraternity and sorority activities after the death of a fraternity pledge, Florida State University is resuming some Greek-like life activities. Portions of the suspension will be lifted to allow for recruitment and philanthropy. However, a ban on alcohol remains. During a news conference on campus, University President John Thrasher outlined new requirements that must be met by FSU's fraternities and sororities going forward. Each group must maintain a minimum 2.5 grade point average, and members must average at least 10 documented service hours per semester, both of which used to have no requirements. Thrasher says the November death of 20-year-old Andrew Coffey has sent a strong message to all students at FSU.
They've got to buy in and understand that that kind of activity is putting fraternities and sororities around the country on the precipice of being extinguished. And that's why I think this is the message that we're creating through this process is making a difference in getting through.
FSU staff says if the initial changes are implemented successfully, some social events with alcohol may be added later this semester.
In Washington, the House is taking up a bill today aimed at protecting young athletes from sexual abuse. The measure would create an organization within the U.S. Olympic Committee that would handle reports of abuse. Officials would be required to contact law enforcement for certain types of incidents. The House and Senate passed a similar measure last year, but changes in the bill's language require a new vote. This discussion comes less than a week after a Michigan judge sentenced former USA Gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar to between 40 and 175 years in prison. More than 150 women and girls said Nassar sexually abused them over the past 2 decades.
Embattled FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe is stepping down. He was set to retire in the spring. The White House confirmed McCabe's decision, adding that President Trump learned about it this morning. McCabe has come under public criticism by President Trump and his allies in recent weeks over the FBI's handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation, as well as his connections to anti-Trump messages sent between 2 FBI employees during last year's presidential campaign. McCabe's move also comes after President Trump denied that FBI Director Christopher Wray threatened to resign. A source tells CNN the threat came after pressure from Attorney General Jeff Sessions to fire or reassign McCabe and other FBI senior staff.
There's officially someone new in charge at the Department of Health and Human Services. Alex Azar was formally sworn in today in Washington. President Trump attended that ceremony. Azar served as Deputy Health Director under former President George W. Bush before becoming president of global pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly in 2012. Critics say Azar is too closely tied to the industry that he will oversee to be an effective leader. Azar replaces Tom Price, who resigned last fall amid a scandal over his use of private airplanes while leading the department.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight.
The number of states reporting high flu activity continues to rise. How schools across the country are now taking action.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The CDC now confirms this is the worst flu season since 2009, with 39 states reporting high flu activity last week. That's up from 32 states the previous week. With more now on the latest developments in the deadly flu epidemic, here's ABC's Elizabeth Herr.
From free flu shots for children in Texas to entire districts closing schools in at least 6 states.
We felt like at the end it was what was best for our kids and our school.
The dangerous spread of the flu virus has school officials taking action and parents on alert.
Right now, a lot of people getting sick. Every children's getting sick.
According to the CDC, 39 states are still reporting high flu activity and still claiming lives, including this 12-year-old from Florida laid to rest this weekend. He's among at least 37 children who died from the flu this season.
I think this is a great opportunity to teach our children about certain symptoms. Even though they might have a fever, their temperature is high, they might feel cold, they might have fatigue, headache, body aches.
So experts say teach your children what to look for and who to talk to. And across the country, health officials say they're not just concerned about children. In Minneapolis, the Super Bowl staff and volunteers are keeping busy sanitizing everything in sight, with organizers there anticipating more than 1 million fans to pack the streets this weekend. Health officials say the flu can stick around until March or even April, and so if you haven't already, experts say your best defense is getting that flu shot. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
And they were sanitizing all the gymnastics equipment too at the Orlando meet. This is my daughter Emma, proud father, videotaping Emma doing a little floor routine right there, and she had a great time. It was enjoyable watching her. I posted it on my Facebook account, got a lot of hits, and someone suggested, why don't you put it on? I said, okay, we'll do so. She did fairly well on this exercise. She's getting better and better each and every time. And I'll tell you, it's amazing watching all the young athletes there just do all these flips and tumbles and walks on these beams and the bars and everything like that. So a great time there at the Dolphin Challenge in South Florida Gymnastics. That's the South Florida Gymnastics team right there. And Emma, great job. Proud father. Here's what's happening with our weather right now. Sarasota Bay webcam showing some clouds around right now. The clouds are breaking up. You'll notice this on the review. of our tower cam looking out over Sarasota Bay, and a little glimmer of sunshine there, as we should see a real nice sunset just after 6 o'clock tonight with some clouds around. It will make for some brilliant colors, although not as nice as the high-level clouds that normally kick off some really beautiful and spectacular colors. 56 degrees by noon tomorrow only, and 62 for basically a high temperature tomorrow, with a wind out of the north at that time around 10 miles an hour to 15, so it will make it feel even colder for that particular forecast. Look for more on, again, at ABC7 in the morning. 61 degrees, our current temperature. We have some clouds around, and dew point is at 56. Winds are out of the north-northwest at 14, and that pressure is 29.99 inches. The high today was 70. This morning's low was warm, but that's going to be changing before midnight as a result of the colder air slipping on down. The rainfall today was only at 0.08 of an inch, but we had over nearly 2 inches of rainfall across most of the area, 3 inches into Tampa. 60 degrees at Holmes Beach, 62 Bradenton Country Club, 64 at Rosedale now. Waterleaf here at 64, and Lake Sarasota the same. Laurel Oak at 63, and Plantation a few degrees warmer. Same in Northport and Port Charlotte now at 66 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast calling for a mixture of sun and clouds with temperatures warming into the low 60s only. And that's well below average, 10 degrees below average, but much below average here in Minneapolis. Our current temp at 16, 15 in Minot, 25 in Chicago, 28 in Cleveland right now. And as far as the overall forecast for the long range goes, you can see this again. The deep purple indicates the extreme Arctic air, and it never really goes all the way down to Florida, although we are going to get some cooler weather again, looks like late next week, and then again the following week there's a chance we could see some of that. It's not going to be like the extreme we had a couple of weeks ago, so things are looking better on that front. For tonight, partly cloudy, breezy, and much cooler. This morning's low was in the 60s. Tomorrow will be in the upper 40s to low 50s right now, and we're expecting north winds at 10 to 15, and that will make it feel like around 40, 42 degrees to start things off on Tuesday morning. Well, here's your 7-day forecast then. For Tuesday, 63 for a high. We'll have temperatures very chilly on Wednesday morning, 42 degrees, the expected low on Wednesday morning. High will be 68. And then we'll get back to close to average on Thursday and Friday, both in the low 70s there. And these are fairly typical for this time of year. It should be a great Saturday ahead. We'll look for mostly sunny skies and maybe a little bit more increase in cloudiness on Sunday. We'll keep a 20% chance for showers in there. You'll notice this symbol here. This is the overnight chance for rain. That's at 40%. So if we get rain on Sunday, I think it'll be late in the evening, and then a slight chance for a few morning showers on Monday. High temperatures will be in the low 70s on Monday. So there you have it. Not the best of beach days tomorrow. Rip current advisory is in effect for coastal waters. That'll stay in effect through tomorrow morning, and a small craft advisory remains until Tuesday afternoon. More on your forecast coming up at 6. Back to you.
Hey, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. There is some backup on US 41 in Sarasota near Gulfstream Avenue, so keep that in mind if you're heading out this evening. Scott?
Thanks, Jacqueline. Panera Bread recalling all of its 2-ounce and 8-ounce cream cheese products due to possible listeria contamination. Company officials say a recent sample tested positive for the bacteria. This recall only applies to cream cheese sold in Panera locations in the U.S. with an expiration date on or before April 2nd of this year. So far, there have been no illnesses reported.
A big beverage merger is in the works. Keurig Green Mountain announcing on its website today that it plans to merge with the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. The deal is worth nearly $19 billion and would create a beverage powerhouse covering coffee, soda, and more. Keurig makes brewing machines as well as single-serve coffee and beverage cups. Dr. Pepper Snapple's brands include RC Cola, 7-Up, and A&W Root Beer.
Lots of sugar there, lots of caffeine.
Yeah.
Something for everyone.
Well, there you go.
Entertainment news is next.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Around the neighborhood or around town, you'll feel good and look even better driving your new Fiat. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. So go big or go small. With prices starting as low as $13,999, you're sure to find a Fiat that fits your style during the Start Something New event, going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Choral Artists of Sarasota presents Carmina Burana in Motion. Carl Orff's choral masterpiece, Carmina Burana, bursts into life in this lavish production designed for 60 voices, 3 celebrated soloists, a 2-piano percussion ensemble, and dynamic premiere choreography performed by members of Sarasota Contemporary Dance. Do not miss this lush feast of the senses. Saturday, February 3rd, 4 p.m. at Church of the Palms in Sarasota. Tickets and info are at choralartistsarasota.org or by calling 941-387-4900.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Music and politics took center stage at last night's Grammy Awards, celebrities speaking out about social issues expressed in the Me Too and Time's Up movement.
This as more accusations against famous men come to light. ABC's Danya Backus has more.
Instead of wearing black, artists using white flowers to express their support for Me Too and Time's Up movements.
I definitely have experienced sexism, and I definitely have experienced things that you shouldn't have to experience in a workplace.
And on stage, a powerful performance by Kesha.
I hope you find your peace.
Performing her song Praying about fighting back from abuse. The Grammys, now the latest award show where celebrities are using their platform to speak out against social issues. Despite the public show of support for the cause, the flood of accusations of sexual misconduct continue. Scott Baio, star of the hit Charles in Charge, accused by his former co-star Nicole Eggert of molesting her when they worked together on the 80s sitcom. Eggert alluded to misconduct by Baio from when she was 14 to 17, making the claims in a series of tweets, posting, "Ask Scott Baio what happened in his garage at his house when I was a minor, creep." Baio using Facebook to reject the claims.
I'm going to knock down all these false claims against me. My reputation is being damaged. My family is being put through this. And I'm done.
Baio says there was only one consensual encounter with Eggert after Charles in Charge ended when he says she had already turned 18. The movement could also hit Capitol Hill during the State of the Union address. Many women, mainly Democratic lawmakers, plan to wear black following the lead of celebrities at this year's Golden Globe Awards. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, she's moving from the White House to the Big Brother house. OMAROSA Newman will appear on the upcoming season of Celebrity Big Brother on CBS. Omarosa is no stranger to reality TV, though. She appeared on Donald Trump's The Apprentice 3 times and also worked in the White House serving as assistant to the president and director of communications for the Office of Public Liaison. She left the Trump administration in January under a cloud of controversy. The cast includes Sugar Ray frontman Mark McGrath, former NBA player Metta World Peace, and actresses Shannon Elizabeth and Keisha Knight Pullum. Celebrity Big Brother premieres on February 7th.
Jennifer Hudson will portray soul legend Aretha Franklin in an upcoming movie about Franklin's life. Music producer Clive Davis broke the news at his annual pre-Grammys party Saturday night. Hudson, who rose to fame on American Idol and won an Oscar for her work in Dreamgirls, performed a medley of Franklin's songs at the event. Hudson responded publicly to her casting on Instagram, saying in part, "Aretha Franklin, You have no idea how humbled I am.
Well, Oprah Winfrey is celebrating a birthday today, the legendary television host turning 64. The daytime talk show icon started her career at 19 years old. While still a sophomore in college, she became the first African-American anchor for WTVF television in Nashville. She rose to national prominence in the mid-1980s as host of the Oprah Winfrey Show, which became the highest-rated talk show in history. And I think it was just last week that she disclaimed some rumors that she was going to be running for president in 2020.
Yeah, she's put some cold water on that.
Yes.
That hope. All right, we'll be right back with more news and your forecast for the work week. Stay with us.